All right, hey guys, welcome to another Fangirlz Assemble. We are back
We're
with
doing it.
Chew,
Yeah.
and I've been loving this what we've been doing lately, which is just like okay, we're just gonna review stuff done.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's the one thing that's helped me be motivated to read stuff. For some reason, with still this going on, I there's a disconnect. I don't want to just read for fun, but then I'm not forced to. But like this is my motivator, and then I read. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is great.
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt too. Like, it's
Yeah,
especially good for finally getting stuff off my shelf and read. That's
have
been
to.
great. Or like reread in the form of Chew. We'll get into that. But before we get into that, we have to talk about our amazing sponsor,
We have to.
InStockTrades.com, where you can get Chew and other great books up to 50% off. You're going to get great shipping, amazing shipping. You don't have to worry about it. It's the best. And if you're in the United States, $50 or more, you get free shipping. And that's crazy with like how they pack things and
Mm-hmm.
the size of some of these books and the weight of them. You just don't see it anymore. And it is honestly one of the best features of this site.
It's so good. When my She-Hulk
It's
came
great.
in, I only ordered
Oh,
I
yes.
my only part of my last order was the She-Hulk omnibus, and it came in this huge box
Yeah.
just for that. And I was like,
Just
yes.
cradled
Yeah, you
perfectly.
take it out and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
look how crisp it is. Because in stock trades, as we know, even like the tiniest bit, it's like, oh well, we'll put that in damages, and you order damages,
Yeah.
and I'm like, where? Because I
Right.
don't care.
It's the
I'll buy from
best.
anywhere. I'm not a
Yeah.
I don't care that much about like how pristine it is. As nice as it is for it to happen. So when I buy stuff from like the damages sale from in stock trades, I get really excited because I'm like, ooh, what's the mistake?
It's
I won't
so
notice.
nice.
Yeah.
It's great. It's the best. So you guys got to go there and buy stuff. You know where else you can go to buy stuff? I am obligated legally to share this with you. There he is. I'm going to put a link in the chat, guys. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for joining us. You could check out my husband Reed's Storenvy, where there's currently a great deal on there, too. We're not sponsored by him, just legally for me, where you could get a mini comics bundle for like $12. And it includes, check this out, a big oversized Old Man Popeye, which is a story he did about Popeye as an old man. And he's awesome and beats people up, and it's really fun. And you're going to have a good time with that. There's also, if you're an Aquabats fan, Aquabats versus Aquacats. Guys,
Well, shit.
there's an armadillo. There's the Aquabats. It is a fun adventure.
That is a group that I saw last year on my birthday.
Maddie,
Yeah.
you have to check this out. It is very fun. And these are feel really nice. You know, like we we like the feel of things. I'm not just saying it. These are like really soft. I don't know how to explain it. And so
I
is
love
this
soft
one,
books.
which is Sad Religion. These are little stories about his life.
Aw, with a little read.
Yeah, little read.
Read. It gets you 6 books. Holy shit.
These are just three of them. It comes with more in the package for $12, guys.
Done. I'm in.
And also, if you're on there, you can also order Hardcore Anxiety,
As one should.
a graphic guide to punk rock and mental health. This is Reed's first published book. It is a great time. You like music, you like life stories, you like good comics. Check it out. This also feels nice. Look, he only prints books that feel nice because he knows.
He's married to you and he has no choice.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't print this if it doesn't feel nice, guys. So you should check this out. Now, I'm not just
Well,
saying that. Of
luckily
course, I
for
am
you,
legally
Reed,
obligated.
I like to buy things while we're on the show. So
Oh
let me
yes.
just go ahead and
I
do
think
that.
I think you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna love the Aquabats though. That's a good time.
I've seen them. They had a small child lifted on a pizza raft,
Oh, that's
and I was
amazing.
terrified.
That's horrifying and amazing.
Um, Freddie can vouch,
Oh,
can guarantee Hardcore Anxiety is good comics and feels nice. You'll be a Reed fan for sure. And you know, I have said it on this show. I've said it on Near Mint Condition. But I trust everything Freddie says.
I mean, me too. Freddie has great taste, so you can believe him. If you can't believe me, I get it.
Yeah,
Believe Freddie.
believe Freddie. Because of him, I need to watch We Bear Bears this coming week. So it's on my list. And Freddie watched Craig of the Creek per my recommendation.
Oh, I still got to do that.
Girl, get ready.
I'll
Crash
watch
the
that.
Creek is like watching a First Seconds book.
I'm so excited.
Oh my god,
I'm
so
gonna have
good.
to. I'm probably gonna have to get HBO just for that. So I'm gonna get that, and you're gonna watch Love Victor because I told you need to.
I'm gonna.
So anyone watching who likes a good high school drama with a main LGBT character, it is lovely and refreshing, and it's on Hulu, and I loved it. It was a nice hug. It felt like a nice hug.
I'm in. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I'll need it after The Last of Us because it just wants to destroy me.
I've heard this. I've heard this.
Book feel is important. I will say that
it really is.
I have in several instances like a crazy person been like, oh hey, you need to like check out this book. It's really good. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And I'm like, it feels really good. And like, okay. And I'm like, just wait right here. And I go run. And I grab like Absolute Sandman or something. I'm like, feel this book. And I'm like, okay.
All right.
Like you don't understand.
Yeah. It's the best.
Aw, Hayden, I'm sorry you're feeling sick. I hope you feel better soon.
I do too.
I hope it's not the vid. I hope it's just a different sick.
Please no. Just a regular sick.
Just a regular sick.
That'll go away soon.
We'll send you all the vibes.
Yes, all of them.
All the vibes. It sounds like such a TikTok thing. You know the vibes. I mean, read the books.
Look, Hayden. So I only read Simon. I heard very mixed things about Leah, so I didn't read that one. But maybe I'll have to go back and do that. No, I promise you should really check out Love Victor because it's really good. Hayden, you should really try it. It's a good time.
Okay, Hayden's just regular sick. We're good.
Good. Well, not good, but
bad,
good.
So we are here discussing Chew tonight. This is my first time reading
right.
it. You have read it before, according to your Goodreads, luckily, 4 years
ago. Yes.
But you had never read the last 3 issues, so you finally got to come back to Chew and read. And I finally I knew nothing about Chew. I think probably you've like described it to me first, but like I just knew that everyone talked about this. Everyone's like, "Oh, Chew," and I was in my mind. I like registered it as like one of those like, "Oh, this must be a top tier comic book series that eventually I'll read." And I ate that shit up today. I mean, Omar let me borrow the Omnivore editions.
Let's compare these.
Yeah, and then let me talk about this dumbass font up front. But yeah, I'll hold up just one of them. But you have the Smorgasbord.
Yeah, so the Omnivores are regular, oversized, if you guys aren't familiar with Chew and how they come. And there are 3 of these Smorgasbord editions, which are absolute sized. And they're in a slipcase. There's a ribbon, which those also have a ribbon, which is great. And these are really nice, and they're big. And there's only 3.
If those are out of print...
Well, so I was going to look that up while we were on the show.
Okay, I was trying to do some research because I wasn't really sure.
Volume 1 has been kind of out of print for a bit. Yeah. And by that, I mean you should, or at least used to be able to get it from Rob Guillory, the artist store.
Okay, which is...
So you'll pay cover, but actually that's what
go straight to an artist, I don't care.
Here's the deal. This came from a store. This was a gift from my in-laws.
Once again, I'm entirely jealous.
Well, but it's funny because this is Reed's parents. I have the parents who love comic books, and this finger on a fork makes a little more sense for me to ask for my parents than Reed's parents. But for some reason I did, and I didn't think about it. But they got it for me, which is awesome. But his mom was like, that seems real weird. But she's lovely and did it.
Tell her that my mom read the first page and thought it was real messed up.
I didn't remember you saying that.
I can hear
She
it.
read like the first little bit and then was like, it's interesting.
That's adorable.
Yeah, because you also open it up. I mean, it still gets worse and worse, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I knew immediately. Oh, my God, that's so cool.
So you get it from Rob. It comes signed and sketched by Rob. The first page. Yeah, she probably shouldn't have done that.
In the chat, go check his website while you're listening so you can tell me if he still has it.
Yeah, I could do that, but I'm too busy showing you. Yeah, she shouldn't have read this. That's not good. Look at that.
I love it. The minute
hilarious
that happened,
though.
Because I was talking to Kristan before the show. I was trying to like figure out things that kind of relate it to, and it gave me the same feelings that like watching Pushing Daisies did.
Mm.
Just because I love a kind of just mostly realistic world with like a weird fantasy twist. Um, but I love like, so, like it starts out with him like describing his ability. We're like, oh, Tony Chu's like a regular guy, except we know when he eats something, if he eats like a plant or like a fruit, he can tell where that exact or like the tree came from. He knows the exact tree this fruit came from. And if he eats like a meat, he knows a lot about that animal. And it translates to humans too. I was like, oh man, this is
It's
it.
Yeah, it's so fun and unique. If you guys aren't familiar with Rob's art, Rob Guillory does amazing work in the art.
I love
It is so unique. And like we were both saying, you brought it up. This should really be an animated series. The fact that it's not
It really should.
by now.
And another thing I talked to about with Kristan before we started is it made me feel like, you know, the people who watched like Invaders Zim when they were younger, you know, that like probably wouldn't be able to handle it now because they've like outgrown it. Choose the next thing. You guess what? You've grown up. You want a similar art style. You want like a similar feel. A little crazy. Not maybe as gory, but is gory. Chew. There you go. If it's here's the next step in your life. I love this. Yeah, it should be animated. I mean, this would
Totally.
be perfect. As long as you got the right studio to do it, people would eat this up. And I can't get away from the food puns with this book. It's impossible. I'm not even doing it on purpose. But I loved this. I guess we can give the big. I guess that was the summary, basically of what it is, like the quickest little taste, because he goes and solves like food related issues because he works for the FDA.
A lot of Yeah, the FDA, a lot of murders. Chicken is outlawed. There was an avian flu, and people started dropping dead from eating chicken. So, but that comes into play like in a big way toward the middle and the end. There's a big conspiracy. Is chicken bad? Is it not? Like,
right.
It's crazy. And we will point out, I mean, not that you couldn't tell from like the finger on the cover, but it is very, very gory. It's pretty gory, especially some issues. You're going to see a lot of death. So if you're not into that, you can't handle blood. Don't do that.
It's interesting, right? Because it's gory, but not in like a overly realistic way. Like it doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Because his art is so
that
cartoony.
Would bother me anyways, but it feels very like gore light.
Yeah, I would say that too. There's a lot of blood, but it's like so cartoony that it doesn't hurt you that much. That's too bad. That's too bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Real quick, yeah, this Smorgasbord one is no longer available. But the volume 2 and 3 are still on IST, and there's still a lot of original art.
I would say that is one that's probably good for hunting at comic shops. I've seen them sitting on shelves after it was out of print.
I think this is one you're going to run into at a con or.
Yeah, not to mention, so back in 2016, I actually met John Layman too. And he signed my second one because I didn't have the first one at the time because it was out of print. So then he's got a nice signature there. So,
and real quick, I don't think you have to outgrow Invaders Zim. I think a lot of people, they might.
Or they might want to move on to something, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so I asked John Layman about the first one, and he was like, contact Rob or me, because we have a ton of copies, and we can give you guys a deal. That's what he told me directly in person, and I ended up just getting on the website a few years later. So I don't know if that's still, is a thing, but someone may want to contact them on Twitter, tweet them out, see if they know anything about that, or a reprint. That'd be nice. But I did also get a chog from him.
Oh.
Which is like an America chog. And of course, I had to get a Pollo. Because
Pollo.
Come on, guys.
Is the goat, really. Like, it's just...
Pollo is... He's, as you can see, a radioactive rooster. And he kills people. He's real good at it. He's a real good killer.
Oh, man.
It's a crazy series. It's one that's kind of hard to discuss, though, I would say, because we don't want to give away tons.
Yeah, because we can do, I think, minimal. Because when you start out with Chew, it's not that... He's not really open about his abilities. Because well, it's I guess awkward mostly, and anything he eats is going to give him this effect, except for beets. Beets are the one thing he can eat where it kind of blocks that power for him. So he's he just wanted to be a cop. This is a different part of his life. He hasn't really brought it into his world, but it has come in handy and ended up kind of leading him to a different, almost like career path. And he's got a cool partner, and he also falls in love with this woman that's there throughout the series, who's very interesting because her ability is to write. She's like a food critic, and she writes such descriptive reviews that it makes the person reading it feel that. So if she talks about this most delicious dinner, you're going to read it and feel like you have eaten that delicious dinner. So it's like so descriptive in that way. That's her ability. Whereas if you write something really disgusting, it'll make you throw up.
She made a whole city vomit with a review of a really nasty restaurant.
And it's so cute because he read that and he was just so in love with her. He was already in love with her just by seeing her. But after he read her review, he's like, this is the woman for me, because I've never been able to enjoy food, because it always comes with like these visions of things, almost like iZombie. It is kind of like iZombie. Maybe that's the other link to this. And so finally he could actually feel what food should taste like, and so they kind of like become a thing. And it's just so much crazy stuff happens because you learn that he's not the only one with these abilities. There's a couple others. It's like pretty much always 3 total in the world of people with abilities like his. And you learn that it can kind of grow past this. It kind of reminds like a One Piece thing. People who've read One Piece in the chat, that like even when somebody has a power, it can always kind of stretch a little bit farther than what they know it can do in the beginning. And as he goes through, he learns about other people with food-related powers or abilities. I guess not only powers, just abilities.
Which there's like silly. A lot. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you start out, you're like, oh, so he's so interesting. He must be so like
unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you learn about all these people with just wild abilities. Like
making real weapons out of chocolate.
Yeah.
Is one.
My favorite ones.
There's a tortilla guy who can like cut tortillas up into like throwing stars and use them as actual weapons.
Someone who can eat food or body parts and see the future related with them. Someone who every time they eat something, they change to look like what they just eaten. All sorts of just wild stuff. People that can control gelatin. And it just keeps going. Somebody who eats like, once he eats a little bit of food, he becomes very, very strong.
Yeah, they kept happening and happening and happening. And each time I was like, what are they going to come up with now? Like, it was all unique and it's crazy. Also, yeah. I couldn't pronounce half of them, I think. I was just like, okay, that's whatever it is. Like,
well, yeah, that's the other thing, because each of these has their own like specific name, almost as if it was like a medical term.
A medical, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And they're just wild. It just doesn't make any sense. But it just keeps crazy. And it's still really heartfelt too, because even though it has this goofy premise, there's a lot of world building in here. There's a lot of like emotional things that happen, a lot of deaths, a lot of change, a lot of character development with everyone.
Yeah, I feel like everyone had great. Oh yeah.
I think we could talk more about his partner and what.
Yeah,
it's a big deal. A big spoiler.
John, yeah.
John is the funniest, almost kind of most progressive character I've seen in a thing. Weirdly, you meet John, and he looks like this kind of player dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's real beefy.
Yeah, he's got long hair.
Blonde hair.
He's always like, oh, I want to go and be risky. I'll be a risky cop. And she's like, calm down. Just chill. He's like, nah, we're going to break the rules. He's like, quit. He's just goofy. He's the goofy best friend. But throughout the entire series, he just keeps sleeping with like whoever his boss is.
Yeah.
And that's
all the bosses.
Their first boss is this like, older, overweight, like gentleman
with constant sweaty pits.
Constant sweaty pits. Always yelling at them.
Yeah. Especially yelling at Tony.
Yes.
Hates Tony.
And all of a sudden they're like sleeping together. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
And he does this again with other people. And it's always just like a super old woman, or this like woman with who came back to life with like Frankenstein almost kind of deal. And he's just so, it's not brought up, and it's so like non-discriminatory, and I love that. And like it's a weird thing, right? But there's like, it's beautiful and non, like this thing he has, it's like non-body shaming. He's just like, he just gets with these people.
Yeah, it's just how he is, and no one blinks an eye.
No.
I mean, no one. I mean, some people are like grossed out just because of who he gets with, right?
Yeah, because all those people are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, crazy, yeah. But yeah, that was a great ongoing thing that turned into something like, it wasn't just a silly, oh, I'm gonna sleep with whoever. Like, it turns into like a real thing toward the end, at least, you know, which I won't ruin it, but it's kind of great because it's like, oh, it became a really sweet thing, you know.
So wild. And like, you know what, we stand body representation in here, and
yeah,
you know,
and there were so many different types throughout all of this too.
And you know, and there were times I was like, oh, I'm not sure, but I realized that when he does put like almost like a very stereotypical like comic body in there, it's done as like a joke, like it's like like the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, is full of these women with just they're just like these like women with huge boobs, and they're like really skinny. And at first like, ooh, I don't know. But then you're like, okay, it's their weird like we're spies shtick or whatever. They're very like almost like the Charlie's Angels of like, I don't know, the State Department or whatever. Man, there's so much to talk about there.
There's so much going. I love the colors, by the way. Tony didn't have a robot eye.
Yeah. I think just Pollo and Savoy. Oh, you mean
and John. Yeah, do you mean John?
I don't know. I love that though. I love the
maybe they all just happen to get injured at the same place, right? Like,
always the same people. We're talking about Chew. It's great. It's great. It's by John Layman and Rob Guillory,
yeah.
Did you catch the funny doodles in the background?
Oh, constantly. That's what actually, like, it took me a long time to reread this because I couldn't stop reading every little joke in the background because there's tons. Like, every page there's tons. And they're all funny. On the constant Robert Kirkman love. Yeah, that was great. On Tony's daughter's wall, every poster was Robert Kirkman's face on something. So there's like a shirtless, like rural Abbey guy, and Robert Kirkman's face is on it. that was good.
Joe, you'd love it.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you right now.
Well, and there's also a lot of play with image series. So there's like Saga like moments, even if they're in the background. Like, you know, there's little plays on Saga or on like Olive's shirt. There were some other Image comics, and that they were like constant little bits and jokes throughout it that were funny.
And they did have a crossover in like the final Omnivore edition on my end with like Revival, which I actually skipped because I hadn't finished Revival.
Yeah, it doesn't give anything away. I actually haven't even read Revival, but I read this. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, I mean, I know what it's about, so that's all you need to do.
I'm always so iffy on like...
Yeah, I get you.
Man, there's a part at the end where, you know, Tony's old and he's chewing his own fingernails. And I was having such nail biter. Like, I was like, are they...
Oh no.
But it was really sweet, though. It was such like a cute moment of him just like, he's chewing his fingernails just because it made him relive his own memories. I was like, that's really sweet. I never even thought about that. I'm glad that was left.
Yeah, what a smart just kind of play on the whole thing, right? Yeah. Like something... Yeah, because the last issue, they skipped a lot of years. Mm-hmm. And it was like a double-sized issue. And, you know, I will say, we won't tell you what happens at the end, but a lot of people hated the ending.
I don't mind it. I like the...
I didn't mind it either.
Yeah. I think it wrapped up great.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody had closure. Mm-hmm. you know, that thing that happened at the very end was already kind of hinted at, right? So
yeah, for a while. And so when it finally happened, I was like, well, that kind of gives bringing that in helps tie in a lot of this and kind of brings some legitimacy to like what some things that were happening. The things
Definitely.
we know were going to happen. And you know, there's another character that we really got to see show their merit at the end, like, and really get some one-on-one time with.
Yeah, that was really nice. Also, I'm really looking forward to. There is a spinoff happening right now called Chu, CHU, with Saffron, his sister. And it's funny because I'm like, I couldn't even, after I read it, and I was like, I wondered because there's Sage and there's Rosemary. And I after I was like,
Man, how many
thinking about
siblings
it,
this guy had?
I know, I'm like, did we just not
always
see
just
her?
coming out? It's like, surprise, and here's our other one. Like,
yeah,
okay.
and what's going on with them? So I'd be curious if any of you in the chat have read. There's only one issue out right now, but I'd like to know.
Gath was asking a good question. You have any moments that stood out to you? Any favorite moments from the comic? Oh man,
I love when John was partnered up with Poyo, and everything that happened with them. That was just really fun to see.
Poyo in hell.
Yeah, that was good too. But I love John and Poyo's dynamic because at first John was like, no way, I'm not doing this. This is not happening. And then he realized the power, and he's like, okay, yeah, this is cool.
So good.
So that was fun.
Oh man, I feel like for me, all of like the John and is her name Amelia?
Oh yeah.
His lady, yeah. I just thought they were so cute the whole time.
Yeah, they were great. They were great together.
Again, I keep saying Pushing Daisies, but it reminds me so much of Pushing Daisies, where you're just this kind of guy with a weird shtick, and you meet this like girl that's like that perfect weird.
And he's this like, he's this super serious like agent, kind of until he meets her, and then he's able to like express a different part of himself. So that's a really nice dynamic they had, especially throughout the whole thing, and all of the violence and countering that with like their relationship and Tony and his daughter. She had a really great character arc too. Olive did.
Oh yeah,
everything with her I loved.
I think my favorite parts of this are just really exploring all that his abilities can do. Because it's way more than you would think it was going to be, which again is a very One Piece thing to me. And anytime we ate something weird, like, man, this would be such a good show. This needs to be a week show. Just really add in new stuff.
This is only 60 issues, and I thought it was the perfect amount.
It's perfect. It's a quick read, and honestly, I think it has a lot of rereadability.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, especially there's so much going on that, you know, although I read it like a few years ago, I forgot some of it, you know, and it was great to revisit it, spot other things in the background maybe I hadn't before, right?
Yeah. I will say that his sister's my favorite character.
She's great. I love her too.
I love her. She's hilarious. Can we talk about her ability? I think it's fine. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. The whole Chu family has abilities, we think. We don't know about all of them, I think. But his sister, who works for NASA, you can tell by the t-shirt, she has, if she eats something from like a living thing, she can see the related future. So for her, whenever she like meets someone that she likes, and she wants to see if like they're going to be together, she bites them to figure out if they have any like staying power. To
fast forward through that if she has to, yeah. Which is very smart. I would do the same.
Oh, and you know what? Another favorite. Oh, that's a big. She has a connection with another character that is pretty long going, and you get little hints of it. It feels very like Japanese anime type, where it's like, we were hanging out together in the playground. We were 5, and I'll never forget.
Oh, you know? Yes.
And it's a
that's a great moment.
And they keep kind of running in together. And I wish I feel like they could have
That's
been
great.
something really good together. And I
Yeah,
wish that
like
they had been. Because they're so
every
intertwined without knowing it.
I love it because every time he runs into her, he's like, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" And she's like, "Nope, it's not me." But like she knows. And yeah, you found out this whole thing like later on, and that is such a great reveal. I love that too.
Oh, yeah. And by the time he figures out, it's a little too late for him to do anything about it. But, like,
Yeah,
wonderful.
it was great.
Wonderful. Man, I love this book. I keep knocking my table. So good.
It's funny
Oh,
that
Hayden. Yes.
I 100% hate it.
No
Yeah,
question.
you got to check it out. Someone in the chat said, Chew, isn't that a show on ABC? It's funny you say that because The Chew was a show on ABC, and there is a joke about The Chew in here.
Oh, really? I think I missed it.
The Chew was canceled like a year or two ago. But I forget where it was, but they were like, yeah, definitely not ABC shows of the same name. I don't know. There was some like fourth wall breaking joke that was really funny. And maybe I got it because I used to have to work around that show. So I very much knew that show, but that was funny.
I mean,
Poya's the best. Come on.
Poya's the best. Like, you could do a whole show just Poya.
100%.
Adult Swim would eat that right up.
Oh my gosh, yes.
No question.
Just give me like little 10-minute experiences. That's all I want.
Yeah,
that'd be
so
great.
Cool. Well, Freddie.
Freddie.
One.
You have to.
You gotta. It's really
I think
good.
all the omnivores are still in print, at least.
I could tell
so,
they're still in print.
Well, that's good.
I borrowed Omar's, but I was trying to figure if I need to buy my own. But I like these. They're nice.
Mm.
And they all have ribbons. And you know how we feel about ribbons.
I would love them.
Because they're a good size. They're nice hardcovers. Like
perfect.
That nice little ribbon. Look at him. Look at
That's
him
all
with
you
his
need.
fingers. And I love this layout too for a lot of the pages. Like,
yeah, that was really cool.
He would eat something, and you would get to see these flashes of like whatever the memory was. They're all kind of broken up this way, but there was different moments where it was definitely even more like impactful based on where it kind of led to. You could see what the main memory was. Like, we didn't know about Olive until earlier because he'd eaten something, and he was thinking something, and then it went to, or like somebody else was eating something. It just went to Olive. It's just pictures of her. I've never read Demo, but I love Blankets. I love Fun Home. I really like Alison Bechdel.
Yeah, I won't read Demo, but Blankets was fantastic. And yeah, Alison's awesome.
My favorite moment is the showdown between Tony and the antagonist. The Poya was just badass moment. Yes.
Yeah.
Just over and over again, right? It's just like, instead of like, everyone else has these like, they do this nice like layout, like name, ability.
Mm-hmm. Long description for the ability usually. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then for Poyo, it's just, he's just badass. It's so good. He's just badass. Black Magic and Maximum Minimum Wage are my first image books with ribbons, and while life's changed,
all books should have ribbons. All oversized hardcovers need ribbons. What are we doing, guys? All of them.
It's just, I don't know. It's this little like, I don't know, taste of class with your book.
Yeah, they look nice. I don't have to keep track of a bookmark.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. It's built in.
Lionheart. So I did get, when I picked this up from Omar.
I was gonna say, I hope you traded.
I got my books. So I have, I picked them up, but I'm in my pajama pants, and I'd be embarrassed if I got up and got them. But the Gail Simone Wonder Woman omnibus, Batman and Robin by Tomasi omnibus, and Star Wars by Jason Aaron.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll actually have more than 2 Marvel omnibuses on my Marvel shelf, which is very small.
Maybe we should read that together.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
I would like that.
That would be fun.
And we have to read She-Hulk together too, right?
Yes, that's next month.
Did yours come in?
Oh yeah, I've had it.
Okay.
Yep.
It looks
I
so
got
nice.
it.
I didn't get the other cover, but I like the cover that I have.
Yeah, they're both good.
Yeah, I think I actually might prefer the one I have because like her cute little like gym outfit. Oh, so cute. I hate when the ribbon comes apart. It's very icky when that happens.
Oof. I have not yet experienced that, thankfully. I may cry.
I would feel the same way.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. It doesn't happen. Steve and I agree. Absolutely agree.
That's very true.
Also, thanks for being in the chat, Steven. Everybody, Steven's my friend.
Oh, yay.
I was on his podcast.
That's
the new
awesome.
episode just came out on Friday. I need to share on social media and I haven't, Steven. I'm sorry.
What's it called?
It's this adulting.
Nice.
Check it out. It's
Yeah.
They are just finishing up, so like after they're gonna be like moving on to a new podcast, but they're gonna hit their 150 episode mark, and then they'll be stopping there and moving on. But it's there's a great backlog though, so it's a lot of like mental health and comedy podcast.
Cool.
With of course like bits of extra, but I went on. Steven's a big comic book fan, so I joined on the podcast and we talked about comic books.
I'm going to listen to that. That sounds great.
Super chill dude, and we have the same level of awkward ADHD anxiety, so we clicked immediately.
Nice.
I was like, we're good. I can imagine life better if Saga and all Remender size books include ribbons.
Yeah. They need to wake up.
I agree. I love omnibuses, but at the same time, I haven't found a good way to like.
It's difficult with some of them. Some of them that are like real big, especially like Gotham Central guys. I know it's out of print and people want it. You're gonna be better off, I think.
Well,
when I was reading that, it was so difficult.
My Infinite Crisis.
Oh yeah.
You know, I have that and I really wanted it. I'm glad that I have it. I read it all digitally and I've not opened that book.
That's another way to do it. Yeah.
I've seen some people get like stands, like almost like they look like music stands to hold their omnibuses while they read it. Someone needs to invent an easy way for me to something to hold it easily.
Yeah.
Like one of those like laptop like a lap like stands
Yeah.
that you like sit in bed.
I've used the
well, I need to be heavy enough.
Yeah. I've used a lap desk, but there's still problems with that because like if you're not looking straight down at it, right? Like you still kind of need to be up a little. I haven't perfected it either. It's difficult.
There's got to be something. I'm going to IKEA this weekend, and I'm buying a reading chair because I'm making myself a reading nook for my birthday.
Nice.
And I was like, maybe I can like finagle something. I mean, how silly would that be? Like, let me build something to read big books.
They may have something there.
I can figure it out.
You should look it up. Yeah.
Hayden says you should read all those together because they're all great. I'm down. Kristen's down.
Yes.
I'm excited to read Star Wars because the only Star Wars comic book I've read is Dr. Aphra.
Yeah, and I read that, and I read the Darth Vader as far as the new stuff. I still haven't read the Star Wars, so that would be great. We should do that for August, maybe.
Let's do it.
Let's plan out. Let's plan out the whole year.
Sure. We basically planned out July, right?
Yeah, July's done, I think. Yeah. I have it in my phone. Should I tell everybody?
Yeah, let's tell them.
Let's see. Let's bring it up.
Oh, while you're doing that, Joe says, thanks for the Waves recommendation. Quick emotional read with great.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Critique Geek said the problem with those book rows that they look so tempting to the kiddies. You're not.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I was reading Chew earlier, and I kept feeling a pull, and I'm like, "What is that?" And I just had the ribbon dangling, and then Buffy was like playing with it, chewing on it, and I was like, "Oh, I shouldn't leave that ribbon around." So I did fine. I just tucked it in the pages, like that I've already read, and that calmed it down. But it is quite tempting to cats. So our July, before we get going. So the 12th, I have No Longer Human by Junji Ito.
Yeah.
Spy Family Volume 1. And I was going to ask you if you wanted to add Rose of Versailles Volume 1 to that.
I mean, if we do, it gives me an excuse to buy it because I didn't buy it last time.
I think it's a great excuse.
Sure.
Let's do it.
My birthday's coming up. I'm going to treat myself.
Perfect.
Once again, my mother would be like, "Hey, what do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like, "Books."
Books.
And she'll go, "No."
That's too bad. What about a gift card? Will she get you a gift card?
No.
No. Oh. That's too bad.
It's okay. It's just every once in a while she'll come in clutch with something, but she's just a geeky, so she's like,
Is that what you want?
I'm like,
He's
"No,
eating a
yeah, it
finger.
is." Elliot, like she needs. Listen, my birthday's coming up. I just would like to treat
It's a
myself
good
a
excuse.
little extra.
It's a great excuse.
And you know, Elliot, if you want to give me something more than just a chair, you can always give me books.
Always.
Saying.
That's the truth.
I'm just saying, Elliot. My birthday's coming up. You married me.
That's what you get. That's what I tell Reed. I'm like, you married me, buy me books. Yeah, that's part of it.
Elliot spilling the tea. It is July 3rd. That's my birthday. The Judgment Day. I was born the day that the Terminator Judgment Day came out.
That's way better than my birthday.
I didn't know about that until...
yeah, it's... kids tell me, you know.
Steven, of course. You know you'll end up hanging out with us on the show one day.
And I'm totally going to listen to your podcast, for sure.
The Kristan and Maddie Dicking Around show, which is what we really want to call this.
It's so true. We laughed about that for like an hour one day.
Steven's chill, so he'd be great at just shooting the shit.
That's
perfect. What the show is.
Yeah.
Chris and I have talked a lot. I'm like, what if we just rename this Kristan and Maddie Dicking Around? Y'all need a book stand, elevate with pills, and you're good to go. Okay. I need people to like... If you guys have like reading setups at home and you want to like send us photos on Instagram for like inspiration, Mary recommended an art table. Because those kind of like...
Yeah,
like
I guess it would still be kind of the ones... Because like I don't sit at a desk and read ever. That's not my thing.
Well, see, what you need is you need a comfortable chair and something that's kind of like a desk that you move over you.
Yes. Yeah,
you know?
And I've saw some people use the stands like that, like a TV dinner stand kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like one that you can like make low enough, I guess. Right? Like, because I love sitting in my IKEA chair. You know those that kind of lean back a little.
That's what I'm gonna buy.
Okay, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's so nice for reading. But even when I was like reading this heavy beast, right? And I had a pillow, I kept feeling like I had to like lean forward to like get to it, and it was a difficult time. I need to get something too.
Listen,
we got to figure this out.
We could make a lot of money. It wouldn't be that we wouldn't make any.
It's the omnibus stand. Yeah.
I also need one that lets me sit differently, like those weird like chairs for bisexuals, where it's like.
Yeah, that's funny.
Right now, the best thing about this chair is there's like a way for me like has an actual like foot stand, so I can always just sit unladylike. You guys get anything in the buy two get one sale? What buy two get one sale?
There's one at Amazon and Target. I didn't find anything good. I also don't trust Amazon enough to buy nice books from them.
I assume the buy two get one sale's over at Target. I almost got music because I wanted to get Harry Styles' Finer record.
Oh, Fine Line? Yeah, you need to, because I have that too, and it's great. There's a Target exclusive that's really pretty. That's the one I got. Yeah.
Oh, look at it.
You should.
Aaron's Star Wars run is super solid. If you haven't checked out Soul's follow-up to the Gillen run on Darth Vader is worth your time, Star Wars fan or not.
I hear that. I need to.
I still want to read Darth Vader so bad. I'm so upset that it's out of print.
I hope it comes back.
Like, how do I read it? Because the Marvel Unlimited app is garbage.
It is garbage.
I think, well, some of it's on Comixology at least, so I can read a lot of it on there.
That's true.
I really want to.
That's true. Comixology is getting like a lot of Marvel stuff lately, which is nice.
And it does have I think like the first like 5 volumes of Chew, not this like Omnivore edition, but the regular trades. You can read on Comixology.
Oh yeah, so anyone watching, if you want a taste of that, that's a good way to do it. Before I forget, July 19th, I have She-Hulk by Byrne, the omnibus, and the 26th Buffy season 12.
Great. Well,
which ends our Buffy run.
Varian Rev's question here.
Yes. Although I think I work that day, so we're gonna have to talk about that. May not be the 19th. That's tentative, guys. Sorry.
That's fine.
Thank you.
That's fine with me. There's a new Junji Ito collection coming out, Venus in the Blind Spot, I think.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I'm ready for it.
We'll be
It has a
there.
great cover. It's like of an eye. It's good.
Yeah,
imagine.
Steven, come hang for no
Yeah.
He just picked that up.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll be interested how I feel about that because I love Ito. But I hated that original manga adaptation of that because it was a novel.
Yeah.
And then there was a Vertical Comics came out with an adaptation that I despised with all of my being. So I'm really curious how I'm going to feel about this. I feel like I'll like it because I like him. But I hated everything about it.
We will see. And,
yeah.
that man switched up the covers on us. Just when you think you have some Ito books that line up really well.
I don't know why that happened either. It should have been along the Uzumaki realm. Like it would have been great with those, right?
No.
It's not even the same size.
All your books can be birthday.
Yes. That's a good point.
Elliot. I think if you call it dicking around, you need to do more private investigating. This is my life. Ladies and gentlemen. Puns all day.
That's a good emoji to go with that.
Reading it triggers me mad migraines. My neck muscles can't handle it. Man, we've got to come together.
Yeah, we all got to figure out how to read better.
Yes. Because there's no one way.
Yeah, it is hard. It's hard.
And it's
I haven't perfected it. Oh yeah.
Figure this out.
Yeah. If you guys have good reading stands that you like, let us know what they're called on Amazon or something in the chat, please, or in the comments later. Because I know people have recommended some, but I always never get one. But either they're way too expensive, or I don't think it's gonna work for what I want.
Yeah.
And I need somewhere in the middle,
Worst comes to worst, if people can send us ideas, if we need to make one ourselves, Tina's wife Heather, she would know what to do. She could craft it. They could figure it out.
Oh, and she's a librarian, right? So she knows what's up. Yeah.
Totally.
That's perfect.
She's been building all sorts of shit.
That's awesome.
I thought Gillen's run is overrated. Dr. Aphra is super irritating and annoying in that run, in my opinion. A lot of people don't like Aphra. I like what I read, but I'd read nothing else Star Wars. And so I think people who read other stuff were like, no. The whole beta run is on the Marvel app, except newer comics, but their app is trash. I know.
That's the problem, right?
And we Nearmint, we pay for it, so we got so that the whole crew has access, and it's garbage.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Tell Omer to tell David about Star Wars Darth Vader.
Yeah, although apparently it didn't sell well, and that's why it was liquidated. I got it for $30, and then it went very out of print.
Yeah, I am playing Last of Us 2. I just started today. I saw that you got the super special edition, Joe, with the figure and everything. I cried twice already today. As I knew. Was playing this on Father's Day a good idea? No, it wasn't, but I did. Oh man, Kristan, you should watch a playthrough. I don't know, record my.
I would like to, yeah.
Ellie she's wonderful. I need to read the comics too because she's.
I hear they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comics. But I've always wanted to play the
Dark Horse probably. I feel like they always do.
I can't remember.
I would like us to review Horizon Zero Dawn comic when that comes out.
Okay.
Or I'll just give updates, maybe.
I'll be clueless, but I'll read it.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll translate or anything, but I'm gonna buy all of the variants.
Nice.
Okay, so it is Dark Horse. It's probably good because I was gonna say I like a lot of the Dark Horse adaptations of stuff. I think they tend to do a good job. Joe said he also teared up. Steven, you're farther than me. I've only cried twice. But I cried very early, and then the thing happened. And I didn't cry at first. And Ellie's like, are you okay? I thought you would have cried with that. And then, there's this, kind of retrospective part after that. And I'm just Like the whole time, just silently, he just looks over at me and he's like, "I love you." I'm just like,
Oh no. I know I would love playing those games, but one, I don't have a way to play them, so it's fine. But that reminds me of like my reaction to like the Walking Dead Telltale series.
oh yeah, have we talked about that?
I believe we have. I think.
Man, well, to me, like that. Anyone, if you guys have not played The Walking Dead,
Oh
Telltale
gosh,
series,
it's so good.
please do. I'm not a big fan of the comic. I was a big
I
fan
like
of
the
show,
comic
of the show until
and the
a
game.
point, but the game
And the show.
was so
Yeah.
wonderful. It just
It's so great.
elicited such an emotional response. I love playing with friends because like and taking like turns and like you're
Yeah,
all part, you're
making
all part of the
decisions.
conversation together. That game, season
Oh my
1,
gosh.
wrecked me beyond repair.
It's so good. It's so
Still.
good. I
haven't
would
played
love
the last
like
one.
I would love a comic series set in season 1 of just some stuff we didn't see.
Oh yeah.
Just some B-side stories, right? Because I could have tons more
Oh for sure.
of specifically that time.
Oh,
Oh, it was so good.
man, and if you guys like The Last of Us, the first one, and you're looking for something that's a little less like gameplay heavy but more narrative, as if you're reading a comic book, Walking Dead Telltale's fantastic.
It's great.
I just
You can
my
get it
girl
so cheap now
Clementine.
too.
Anytime I see a Clementine cosplayer at a con, I think I just scare them half to death because I'm so excited. That game means so much to me.
It's so good.
And every time I see characters that return from season 1 and later seasons, I just cry.
Yeah.
as if I am Clementine.
that
I've seen
moment
you.
in season 2 when I won't
I
say who, but you
know.
know who. Oh my, I loved it so much.
I
Yeah,
know.
that was
And
great.
then everything goes to shit. But you know, at the time it was
It's
wonderful.
fine. Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll be fine.
I need to play the last season.
I still haven't played it either. I feel like I'm
Well-
gonna have to replay them all.
You
know what I mean?
I've been trying to figure out a way we could hang out remotely. One of us can play it and share it with the other, and we just like share the decisions.
100% into that.
We could do that together.
We should totally do that.
Fuck, we can scream it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. I've got a Twitch channel. We haven't used it yet, but I've got one.
It'll just be us crying. You guys want to watch us play this game?
I would love
We're just
that.
gonna cry for like an hour.
Next time you know you're gonna have like a day or a night free that I will also have, let's just do that.
That would be so fun. We have to now. Yeah. Yeah, anyone watching, yeah, if you're not like if you haven't seen the show, it doesn't matter. If you haven't read the comic, it doesn't matter. This is a totally different like universe and characters and you'll be fine. It's great.
I played that before I'd watched I watched the show or read the comic, despite being from a place where that is like the only famous thing that we have. That's it, which is hilarious. There's a big mural in the middle of our town.
I mean,
it's cool.
It's a good mural though. I've seen that. Yeah,
beautiful.
It's very nice.
It feels so funny. Because I know how conservative that whole place is, and there's a huge Walking Dead mural. I'm like, what is this? Cynthia Anakin.
That is funny, especially when you think about the show. The show's very diverse and opening, and you know.
Yeah.
There we go. It's great. It's great. They have no idea. It's great.
No. Yeah. So choose really good, everyone. 10 out of 10.
Yep.
Me.
1000%. 10 out of 10. You guys should pick it up.
Complaints about this book. Not one.
Pick it up in some way. You said the first 5 trades are in Comixology. The entire thing is on Hoopla if you have it, and you could hunt down Volume 1 of the Smorgasbord editions.
Yeah, and if anyone has
It may be worth it.
Look up or sees it, let me know.
Maddie wants it. You may want to contact your local shops. They may have one sitting around.
Yeah, maybe. A lot of my locals don't do like
big books.
hardcovers. There's only one shop in the town that does, and the rest of them, they don't. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
They carry a lot of trades, but not the bigger books.
Yeah, that's pretty much how my shop is too.
Maybe it's
but
better for business. Well, your shop sucks.
It's the worst. Yeah,
It's
you're
the
right.
worst.
Like, won't go in it. It's bad.
If they ever find out about us, I'd be like, I'll tell you to your face.
I
Your
briefly
shop
worked
sucks.
there,
Your
but
shop sucks.
they
and
don't follow me.
Y'all. Those boys were so creepy that even my nephews noticed how creepy they were.
When I briefly
They're
worked
like,
there,
those guys are following you around. No, it's like,
they did not treat me
Yeah.
well. Yeah, it was real bad. It's unfortunately a stereotypical bad comic shop, and it's a bummer.
Doesn't that suck?
Yeah.
Because, we have a lot of really cool people in the chat, awesome comic book people. I love hanging out with you guys. Sandman was asking, like, why are the same people in here all the time?
It's because they're
almost
awesome.
It's going to sound stupid and corny.
It's our
like
family.
yeah. it's my, like, I see all these familiar faces, like, oh, I know these people.
Yeah, like Hayden, Joe, Freddie. Yeah.
Yeah, these are,
Steven
like-
now has to come back every episode. Thank you, Steven,
Yes,
for being here.
It's just like these are people I just know. It's comforting. It makes having this show nice because I'm like, okay, these are just our people. Like it's nice.
Totally.
And I appreciate you all.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. Check out Chew if you haven't.
Mm-hmm. Join us this time next week for Buffy season
11. And Angel season 11.
It's
gonna be weird.
Were you gonna join for season 11? Was that the one? You're still welcome to if you want.
Like join us?
Yeah.
Hayden, is that happening?
That we mentioned it months ago. Hayden, if you were to join for one of these.
I mean, yeah, you're welcome to.
And he was like, season 11 maybe, or yes, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let us know.
Hayden, you're welcome to if you want.
Yeah, totally.
Before we,
we really have to do that. Yeah, what we should do? We should pick something for all four of us to read.
Man, I want to get that boy on the show so bad.
He won't do it, will he?
I don't know.
You can make him do it.
I bet he would do at least maybe for my birthday.
He legally has to now. You're his wife.
That's
how it works.
I swear to you guys. Listen, Kristan's seen him.
Yeah.
Reed and Elliot together will never be that funny.
It's truly, I felt really not funny during our last hangout. Like you and I just ate pizza and like watched them. Like it was great, but yeah, I'm not that funny either. We need to get them around.
Hey Elliot, would you be on the show just for once if Reed was also on the show?
I would make him. He would do it. He would do it because he loves Elliot.
Would you do it for Reed? Maybe you wouldn't do it for me, but would you do it for Reed?
Do it for Reed.
We could read Whoa, no expectations in the roof. Sorry. No, I mean he's not funny. He sucks. The show would be bad.
It'll be bad without you. Come on.
Reed can carry the weight of it. It's fine.
Yeah, Reed
Can
can
I wear
talk.
a mask? No.
You don't have to in here. Across the internet.
He just knows that he's way more handsome than I am. Your identity hidden from who? They're gonna find your IMBD. Is what's gonna happen.
We're gonna find your live journal. We're gonna know all your secrets.
Well, we'll work it out. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe we can read the Compendium for Bug or something.
That'd be great.
I own that. I haven't read it. So.
Same. We will have to add that to the list.
I bought it for the pug that's literally in my room.
Yeah. You owe it some to read that sometime.
Yeah.
Freddie says he loves all the Reed moments. He is truly rad. He is rad, Freddie. He'll love that you said that. Yeah.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week. I hope you have a good night. Stay safe. Wear a mask if you go outside, or I will find you.
And check out InStockTrades.com.
Yes. Bye.